Thanks for joining me for race 2 at Laguna Seca. Even though it's sunny, the track is in fact still drying from the previous night's rainfall. In the shaded areas there is still wet tarmac, and also due to the bad drainage at the apex of turn 3 there is actually a stream running across it. We're currently forming up for the rolling grid. I'm starting in 10th place. My nearest Formula Enterprise rival is back in 13th. However, he got a grid promotion to 11th as one of the faster cars on the right hand side couldn't start the race, and that promoted all the right hand side of the grid up 2 places. It's the way it works. Sounds a bit unfair, but means I've got a bit of fun and competition at the start. The pace car pulls in. We're forming up into a tight grid, going around turn 11, the final turn, onto the start finish straight, looking for the green flag, up into second gear, holding it in second gear, and it's go. I get a good start, running up on the inside, squeeze a little bit by number 35, have to get out of it, but straight back on it, going to the inside, trying to hold my position, get a good run down into turn 2. I'm holding my place so far, squeezing out number 35 out wide to return the favour and getting back on the gas. Straight back onto the tail of a Formula Pro Mazda, and this is into the tricky turn 3 with the river running through it. I get on the gas way too early and the car snaps sideways right on the lock stops, and I just about save this thing from spinning. However, I do lose 3 places with this Formula Mazda beside me getting up to me and then squeezing me and making me get out of the gas. Still, I know I'm faster than him and I can get him back in the exit of this turn. Here he makes a bit of a mistake. I get a really good run straight up the inside for turn 6. Wham bam, thank you ma'am, I'll take that, and I'll get on the back of the next person in front of me. It takes me about a lap to get onto the back of the fastest of the Formula Mazdas. He got by me when I made my mistake at the start of the race. Finally crawled back up to the tail of him. And this car's actually pretty well driven, nicely sideways here and there, but still making good progress. I've learnt my lesson with turn 3 and learned that you've got to go in really gently and be a lot more patient before you get on the gas. You've got to wait for those tyres to dry out so they can provide the traction and the grip that you're expecting. Get a good exit out of 4 and I'm starting to gain some pace on him. I know from previous laps he's pretty slow around turn 5, so I cut it out wide, chop myself in, get on the gas early, using all the track and then some on the outside to get a good exit. And just about up the inside for an optimistic pass into turn 6. Seems to be my favourite place to overtake. Around this track I'll take my opportunities when they come to me. So we're about 10 minutes into the race now. I've got some space to myself. I'm trying to put down some good laps. Even so, I've dialed in a bit too much front end camber on the car, and it's actually made it very easy to lock and grab a brake, as it's illustrated by my bad driving there. Now you can get away with that once or twice, but if you keep doing it you will damage the tyres and get into some troubles. Here I show you a textbook example of how to vaporise about $100 worth of tyre rubber in 100 metres. Doing my best to pump the brake to not sit on the same spot on the tyre and run it through to the cord, but still I'm doing a lot of damage to the tyre. Even so, I am able to catch another car. This is an older Formula Atlantic running in the Formula S class, as they call it. This is the guy with the turbocharged Audi engine, really fast in the straights, not so fast around the corners. He was running quite quickly at the start of the race. He was the guy who squeezed me earlier on. However, kind of mid-distance he seems to be struggling a bit for pace, and I catch up on the back of him here. I wasn't really hassling his tail at all, but I got a good run through the corkscrew. He seemed to, I don't know, chicken out, buzzed it into second, and I took my chances up the inside. At this point I'm concerned that there's a long straight coming up ahead and I'm going to be eating for breakfast again, so I do my best to string together turn 10 and turn 11 and get a good exit out of turn 11 and enough space so he doesn't come buzzing by me again. This is the final nail in the coffin for my tyres. My last ditch effort to turn them into hexagons. Nice little lock up there again. I'm pumping the brakes to try and not lock on one spot in particular, but didn't seem to help. I'm gaining on this prototype car. I'm wanting to overtake him, but get a bit too enthusiastic coming into turn 2 here and have a big lock up. This is RIP tyres at this point. Actually run it off the track slightly. If you look closely, that's me run the tyre through to the cord there, so the rest of the race is tyre management. Try not to put any more mistakes in. My front right is also grained because of the cooler conditions of the day. Tons of understeer, tons of vibration, but I'm still able to go and take the checkered flag. And finally, my first victory lap. For the 3 races I won before this, I've always run straight into Parc Ferme to go and get inspected, but apparently you're supposed to go into the hot pits to go and receive your flag and your victory lap. So 4th time of trying, I actually managed to get my victory lap in. So you can see me enjoying myself, waving my flags, and I'm headed straight back to the pits to wind off that negative camber and increase the size of my front tyre contact patch.